Sometimes when I'm making these ghosts, I get near the end and a leg breaks. I'm not even sure how I broke this one. I came back in the morning to find it like this. That's the top of the leg stuck inside the ghost. I'm going to show you how I handled this. So at this point, I'm trying to preserve the base, so I wet it and then I slice it out and I try to take it out intact. This ghost's legs actually broke twice. I made a set, they broke. I made a set, they broke. And so at this point, I'm not too keen on making a third set, but third time might be a charm. Fortunately, this was the only ghost whose legs broke on this round. This is all the paste inside that needs to come out because I would have to use fresh paste to reattach everything. As I was doing this, it felt like one of those cookie videos where they remove the frosting so that they can make a new design on the same cookie base. I use a lot of water and different tools to remove and smooth on the inside. At this point, I realized that the base is compromised, so it has to go. I'm going to try to make a new leg that matches this one in size, and then I'll make a new base that accommodates them both. And I'm making a new leg because I have tried to repair tiny elements like this many times, and it just doesn't work. It won't have integrity and it will break again. They must be made from a whole piece of clay. But I decided at this point that I don't have a third leg install in me today, so this ghost is going to be a bell. So I stopped making a leg and instead started making a clapper. All the components need to be pretty tiny because I don't want that clapper hanging too long. And then before installing that, the inside needs to be totally finished. So here I'm putting a bit of new clay for my maker's mark, beep boop, and integrate that new clay. Then these go together, magic. Just kidding, that was like 15 minutes of work. Before attaching dry pieces to dry, I want to wet them so they will stick well to this tiny bit of paste I'm putting on them. And I need to do this install carefully in a couple of different ways. If there's too much paste, it's going to jam up the mechanism, and I need to place this accurately the first time because it's such a small amount of paste. After it sets, I'll add more paste on either side of that joint to make sure that it's reinforced and well held in, and I add that paste just drop by drop. Once the joint is solid, I'll do another once over to the outside because something special about these ghosts is that I don't polish them. Once they're fired, I only tumble them. To achieve that effect, all finishing work must be done before firing. I use my sanding pad. I use my blade to make sure that my drape lines are super clean. There's a low spot that needs to be filled. I do that with more paste. Sometimes changing direction within a project can feel like a failure, but it can also put the joy back into the project. I really felt that here, and I think this ghost was just meant to be a bell.